All done. Mouse sighed contentedly. She wiped her paws on her apron and surveyed her little haven. The kitchen sparkled, the garden outside looked prettily dressed in its autumn colours, and on the table sat a freshly baked cream cake, its scent filling the air with warmth and sweetness. "Time to put my feet up," she murmured to herself with a twinkle in her eye. She wrapped herself in her favourite blanket, all soft and worn, and padded over to her little armchair by the window. The wind outside was howling again, rattling the shutters and singing its tune. But Mouse, having finished all her work, was not bothered by the wind today. In fact, she found its song rather amusing as she settled into her chair with her favourite book in her lap. "I think it's story time," she said aloud, more to herself than to the wind. The room was warm and inviting with the glow of the fire in the hearth. "And not just any story. This one is about Teeval, Princess of the Ocean." She opened the book with care, its pages filled with tales of old, of gods and warriors, mermaids and magic. And so Mouse began to read aloud. In the old days, Culain, the smith of the gods, was living in the Isle of Man. It was the time when Conchubar, a young and fine warrior, sought to make himself a king. He was told by the wise druid of Clogger to seek the smith, Culain, to forge him a sword, a spear, and a shield, tools that would win him the kingdom of Ulster. Conchubar set sail for Man and arrived at the smithy by night, where the great dog of Culain howled like thunder. Yet it was not the dog that would change Conchubar's destiny, but what came next. For while Culain agreed to make the weapons, Conchubar, walking along the strand one May morning, would meet someone even more magical, Teeval, Princess of the Ocean. Ah, Teeval, with her golden hair like the gorse in bloom, and her eyes blue as the sea. There she lay on the sand, asleep, her dress made of seaweed and pearls, like no woman Conchubar had ever seen. Knowing that she was a mermaid, and that she would slip away into the waves if she woke, Conchubar bound her fast. When Teeval awoke, she pleaded to be set free, her voice sweet as the music of the fairy fiddler. Though he could hardly bear to let her go, Conchubar released her. In return, Teeval gave him a gift. She bid him tell Culain to forge her likeness on his shield, and promised that in battle, whenever Conchubar looked upon her face and called her name, her strength would be his. And so it was. Mouse paused, her eyes sparkling as she imagined the beautiful Teeval rising from the waves, shimmering with sea jewels, her voice as soft as the breeze that now nudged at the windows. Conchubar, armed with his mighty weapons, returned to Ireland, she continued, and in every battle he called on the Princess of the Ocean. Her strength flowed into him, and he cut his enemies down like grass. In time, Conchubar became King of Ulster, his fame spreading across the land. Yet, as powerful and mighty as he was, he never again saw the lovely mermaid Teeval. Mouse closed the book gently, her heart full of the magic of the tale. The wind outside had calmed just a little, its tune softened, as though even it had been listening to the story. She looked out into the garden, where the leaves danced in the autumn breeze, and smiled. Sometimes it's the stories that make us feel strongest, even when the world outside is wild, she whispered. Then, with a glance at the cream cake on the table, she chuckled. Now, I think it's time for a slice of cake. And so, with the story of Teeval, Princess of the Ocean, still echoing in the cosy little cottage, Mouse curled up with her cake, her book, and the warmth of the fire, letting the world outside carry on with its windy ways. For now, it was time to rest and dream of distant shores and shimmering seas. And that best beloved is how Mouse spent her afternoon. Her chores all done, her heart full of stories, and her spirit at ease in her cosy little home.